And thank you for joining the media briefing for Council President Kate Stewart. I'm Jordan Lindsay. Reporters, if you still need permission to record, please note that in the chat. And if you have any questions, you can note that in the chat as well, or you can go ahead and raise your hand and I will call on you accordingly. Now go ahead and toss it to Council President Stewart for opening remarks. Council President, to you.
Thank you, Jordan. Good afternoon, and thank you everyone for joining us. This morning, I had the honor to join the 50th Annual Public Safety Awards alongside Governor Wes Moore, Congressman Jamie Raskin, Comptroller Brooke Learman, County Executive Mark Elridge, and my colleagues and other officials. We came together to celebrate and uplift the incredible work of our first responders who show up every day to protect and serve our community with courage and dedication. These awards honor the brave men and women who go above and beyond in the face of danger, such as Sergeant Patrick Kemp, who received the Gold Valor Award for his heroic actions when he selfishly put his life on the line of duty and was struck by a high-speed driver. The award winners we celebrated this morning remind us what true heroism looks like, as they represent the very best of public safety and the very best of humanity. To all the officers, first responders, and their families, you are the backbone of our community. Thank you for your service, your sacrifice, and unwavering commitment. Tomorrow at Council, we will present a proclamation to commemorate Holocaust Remembrance Day, or Yom HaShoah, led by Councilmembers Katz, Friedson, and Glass. The day serves as a solemn reminder of the 6 million Jews and 5 million others who were murdered during the Holocaust, and is an opportunity to recognize the heroism and legacy of all those who survived. Education and awareness about the genocidal consequences of anti-Semitism, racism, and xenophobia are some of the strongest tools we have to help confront anti-Semitism and hate crimes, issues which we are not immune to here in Montgomery County. Holocaust Remembrance Day serves as a time to honor the memory of victims, celebrate the resilience of survivors, and recommit ourselves to combating hate in all its forms. We invite the community to join us in reflection, education, and remembrance as we stand united against anti-Semitism and injustice. Tomorrow, the Council will also take a vote to reenact Bill 2-25, Taxation, Payments in Lieu of Taxes-Affordable Housing, which we originally passed on April 8th. This bill has been led by Councilmembers Natali, Fani-González, and Andrew Friedson. And it incentivizes the conversion of highly vacant office buildings into housing to help address Montgomery County's housing crisis. Like many districts, the county has an excessive amount of commercial office space and significant vacancies. At the end of 2024, the office vacancy rate rose to 18.5%. with vacancies concentrated in older, functionally obsolete office buildings. This negatively impacts revenue and erodes community vibrancy. And this rate of 18.5% is twice the healthy vacancy rate. We all agree that we have a housing crisis, and we have a responsibility to take action for the residents who live in our community today and future generations. One of the tools in our toolbox is to create additional housing, is to forego property tax revenue and to incentivize housing and generate greater returns for tomorrow, thus producing more income taxes and greatly increase property tax revenues once the abatement period ends. Taking no action means not moving forward with new housing for our residents, while vacant properties will continue to languish, diminishing community vibrancy. I co-sponsored this legislation, and it went through our Government Operations and Fiscal Policy Committee and Economic Development Committee, in which we made sure that the conversions need to provide 17.5% affordable housing units, and that the pilot, the tax abatement, it lasts for 20 years. We are looking at how other neighboring jurisdictions, such as Northern Virginia, Washington, D.C., have already done things to incentivize adaptive reuse for vacant buildings. And we know the assessed value of office real estate is only 6% of the total assessed value in the county, with highly vacant office buildings representing a mere fraction of that. Additionally, the redevelopment of multifamily housing will bring new impact taxes for schools and transportation, additional income taxes from new residents, and revenues from fees. These conversions will also stimulate construction jobs and increase foot traffic for local businesses. Moreover, at the end of the pilot term, the property tax receipts from the redeveloped building will significantly higher due to a tenfold increase in value relative to the vacant office building. The council enacted this bill by a vote of 10-1, and I expect we will override the county executive's veto tomorrow. In addition, tomorrow, the council will also introduce a resolution on behalf of the county executive to change the income tax rate. The proposal is to change the income tax rate from the current 3.2% to a new 3.3% and to make it retroactive to January 2025. This is in line with a new state law. While raising the income tax is a more progressive option than a property tax increase, we first have to determine the cost of our critical needs. Council committees are deep in their budget reviews right now, looking for potential budget savings. Before increasing any taxes, we must carefully examine our resources and expenditures and plan for the unexpected based on the ongoing upheaval at the federal level of government. Fiscal prudence will enable us to continue our unyielding commitment to support education, public safety, and our essential safety net services, not only for today, but into the future. At this point, increasing taxes on our residents needs to be considered very carefully. That is because many of our residents, given what is happening on the federal level, are greatly impacted either directly or indirectly. Some have lost their jobs or could lose a job. There's a great deal of uncertainty and anxiety. We also need to ensure that our budget decisions put the county on solid ground to make our case to our bond rating agencies, and that our AAA bond rating remains the hallmark, and it is a hallmark of our well-run government and well-run governments across the nation. It also helps to reduce our borrowing costs into the future. With the unprecedented and erratic cuts from the federal government and cost shifts from the state of Maryland, we have to ensure that every dollar is going to its best use before asking our taxpayers to do more. There will be some push and pull as the budget process unfolds over the next couple of weeks, which may include cuts as we are working with county departments to look for potential savings while maintaining essential services that residents rely on. The public hearing on the income tax resolution is tentatively scheduled for May 13th. So to close today, I want to reiterate my support for all the organizations, educators, and advocates who have been working tirelessly to create and support inclusive schools and communities where every student and family feels seen, safe, and valued. In the face of harmful rhetoric and unprecedented attacks on the LGBTQ plus families, our commitment to equity, dignity, and respect for all remains unwavering. We have a responsibility to include and reflect our community and make sure that reality is reflected in our curriculum. Gay and trans young people and families exist not only in our community, but in our schools. They should be seen and reflected in the books and curriculum, and representation matters. And that's it for me today. Jordan, I'll turn it back to you and see if we have any questions.
Great. Thank you so much, Council President Stewart. Reporters, if you have any questions, you can note it in the chat or you can raise your hand and I'll call on you accordingly. Any questions from reporters going once? Going twice? 3 times? Okay. Back to you, Council President. Thank you.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Jordan, and everyone for joining us today. And I look forward to continuing the conversation as we finish up the budget in the next few weeks. Thank you.